Let's do it your way to form it. Go on, let's go ahead. About the school in general, the answer will be harsh, I would say. Very harsh. I feel that I actually have known Konstantin Mikhailovich for practically a month less, right? About a month. As for the works, that is naturally, in this sense, I'm already a grown boy, and this, of course, interests me. But I suppose that you stand for some kind of, let's say, unified program within the walls. At one time, Stalin started with this, after all. I answer, we seek unity in diversity. Kozma Prutkov. That is, it does not mean that everyone should be like tin soldiers, but there is some main defining thing, or a divine providence, or a channel, or something, and certain foundations. As for nuances, all flowers are good, so to speak. But when one flower kills another, that is this multiplicity of worlds. What is this about? About worldview. Either all processes are interdependent and mutually conditioned, and you understand and make sense of them. Or every gopher is an agronomist, that is, each for himself, a multiplicity of worlds. So this is, well, in folk creativity, but in fact originally it is either polytheism or monotheism. From this, either the world is one and whole, hence Amonora, Atonora, from antiquity. That is, these are two views of the world. And therefore we say that we are for a holistic view, when a person understands that all processes are controllable. And this does not mean that everyone will be the same. No, why? One can have a school with such a focus, another with a different one, a teacher, something else. But key things, the fundamentals, must be given. Well, I'll say it more briefly. I understand. Just let him leave his opinion. After all, he adopted these programs. Yes, the standard, frankly speaking, person who shaped the representation in recent years. True, that later also in some sense, because this is absolutely absurd, but the true start of a dogma begins to lie. Moreover, in the concept there is, pay attention, such a scheme as predictor-corrector. That is, we do not claim truth in the last instance and for centuries, but we say that at the present historical moment, it is necessary to move from the types of psyche of the animal and the biorobot to the type of psyche of the human. This is the main thing that is generally said. Everything else follows. And what is next? By the way, Petukov touched on this further. And when you read Super Evolution of the Russes, there it is. That is, it is about the meaning of life. Why do we live? And without answering this question, the most important question, and in the most general form, the concept gives an answer. If we are created by God, the logic is simple, then God, in relation to us, had a goal for each specific person and for humanity as a whole, because we prove that there is no purposeless control. And if a supersystem is introduced into the biosphere, in relation to it there is a goal. That means this goal must be recognized and one must work toward its achievement. If you do not, you will be rejected. Well, it's clear. There, in short, there are simply reinforced concrete proofs. Then what arises next? Each person also has a goal. To recognize the goal, one must enter into dialogue with the one who formulated this goal and find out from him the goal in relation to oneself. How to enter into dialogue. Egregores, that is, biofield structures. Everything is described there. Read it. You entered into dialogue, but are you receiving guidance from the right one? Stability of control. That is, the criterion of everything I tried to say from the podium when speaking about the historical process is stability. If you stably recognize images, then you are with the right one. And if it's guessed, not guessed, guessed, not guessed, then you are receiving it a little not from the right source. Play. That is, all of this exists. In the book, by the way, that I have written this last part in very great detail. I am simply answering you. Therefore, it is not about education as such. No, on the contrary. And further, we say that the meaning of life comes from there. It is unknown to us. But at the present historical moment, truth is always concrete. And we say that what is clear now is that we must emerge from this animal structure of the psyche because it exists. It cannot be denied. What is it? You are animal. You are a bio. No need to be afraid. After all, we all came from those Neanderthaloids and Cro-Magnons. And we have instincts, habits that have already formed. You understand? That is objective. But the fact is that in our evolutionary development, in the historical sense, we must move to a human structure of the psyche, that is, enter into this. And in the limit, we must master the genetic potential that is embedded in you, master the possibilities that manifest themselves in extreme situations. And Petukov, by the way, speaks about this, that we must become assistants of God there, or however he puts it in his own way. Find companions. Yes, there too is the supersystem.